His preface. Listen to what he says. Be it that this week's parsha is Parshas Mishpatim, and most of Parshas Mishpatim deals with Ben Adam L'Chaveiro. The truth is, not only does most of Mishpatim deal with Ben Adam L'Chaveiro, most of the Torah is Ben Adam L'Chaveiro. But anyway, says the Archas Tzadikim. I'll tell you a story to start off with the Archas Tzadikim. I once went to Reb Simcha Wasserman years ago, and I asked him, what Musa Sefer should a person learn? He thought for a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds, and he says, Archas Tzadikim. So of course, being that I could ask him, figured if I asked one question, I could ask another question. I said to Reb Simcha, why Archas Tzadikim? Listen to what he said.
What?
Why should I learn Archas Tzadikim from? Why Archas Tzadikim over Mesilas Yishar, over Rabbeinu Yoina, over Chovos Halvavis? There's a lot of Musa Sfarim out there. He said, Amari de Kavar, you sight in life. He said, the Archas Tzadikim has no author. So right away, when you open up an Archas Tzadikim, you learn about humility. And the first thing the Archas Tzadikim speaks about in his Archas Tzadikim is about conceit, humility related. What does he say in his preface? Listen to the preface of a Torah giant, and when he writes a work that's been studied for the last few hundred years, he doesn't even put in his name. So he says here, Kishe'ein biyadcha midas taivais. If a person doesn't have good character, ein biyadcha Torah mitzvahs. You have no Torah mitzvahs. Statement. It's not open for debate. That's what the Archas Tzadikim says. If you don't have fine character, good character, great character, you don't have Torah, you don't have mitzvahs. Kikol HaTorah, tluya b'tikkun amidas. All of Torah is based on refining your character. The Vilna Gaon said it, but he was a few hundred years before the Vilna Gaon. So we'll quote it from the Archas Tzadikim. And he says, whatever the midas are, and there's all kinds of character traits, he says here, I heard this hundreds of times from Reb Shlomo Zechreinu Livracha, a wise man can make from mud gold. Whatever you're born with. God gave it to you to work on it, to perfect it, become a man. A fool, an idiot, makes from good character, makes from gold mud. Hundreds of times a person has to work on refining his character. And he goes right, and he says over here, all the Archas Tzadikim in the preface. And he says if a person doesn't refine his character, if a person doesn't work on refining his character, if a person doesn't work on becoming better, he can have one midah. Efsha shetiya midah hamabedes kol zchuyos. A person can have one bad trait. He's going to tell us in a second what it is. Could be other ones as well. We're reading there. One bad character trait, you lose everything. All your merits you lose. You're going to have a square by myself. A person feels great about what he did. Nobody has to know what you did. You don't have to brag about what you did. If you look at Rabbeinu Yoina, Shar Aleph, the first gate, letters 24 and 25, Chavdalim Chafei, Rabbeinu Yoina says if a person wants to know if he has true humility, don't talk about the mitzvahs you do. It's nobody's mitzvahs, the mitzvahs you do. Because God's always watching. God knows what you do. You're doing it for God. When you're doing it, you should tell Reuben, Shimon, Levi, and Yehuda. You have to tell Reuben, Shimon, Levi, and Yehuda for. You don't have to wear a sign, I did. And more than that, somebody like a Meiser, Leib Steinman. Somebody was once honored at a dinner, he gave, he did, doesn't make difference what he did. I don't remember what he did. Probably gave him a few dollars. So they made him a nice dinner. Anyway, whatever, Rabbi Aaron Leib had to say a few words, maybe it was more than a few pennies, more than a few shekel. When Rabbi Aaron Leib came home, he told his close Talmidim. How stupid is this fella? He could have had so much share in the world to come, but hey, he wanted a dinner. He wanted people to applaud him. What does it do for you? We think of the next will get applauded. We get applauded here for. And he says here, and he says how great he is. He tells people what he did, what he does, what he's going to do. And he says, yeah, this person that's walking around thinking he's the greatest. Listen good, Rebbe say. It's a parable from the Orchis Tzadikim. Mishamile chavis yain meshubach samireza. Big vat of wine, good wine, $100 a bottle, $150 a bottle. But at the bottom of the barrel, bottom of the vat, is a small hole. Eventually, all the wine is going to come out of that keg of wine. Unbelievable. One little hole, one little teensy-weensy hole. If you don't stuff up that hole, I might say, Kacham is the same thing with the conceited person. Even though he has a lot of Torah. We're not denying that he knows Torah. He has Torah. Avad HaKoil. Al-Yedei Hamida Ha'Ro'ah. He loses everything because of his conceit. There could be a different character trait, and since that's what he says, we'll read what he says. If a person doesn't fix it. And that's why you're in this world for. The Vilna Gaon. Maybe we mentioned it, maybe we didn't. The Vilna Gaon says right at the beginning of Evan Shleima, why was man put into this world? If you ask the Ramban will tell you, recognize your Creator and say thank you. You'll ask the Rabbeinu Yaina, you're here to get fear of God. You ask the Vilna Gaon, you're put into this world, as Chazek, Tamid, B'Shviras, Amidus. A person has to Tamid. Tamid means 24/7. Tamid doesn't mean when you're 7 years old and 24 years old. Tamid means when you're 100 years old. Tamid B'Shviras Amidus. You're put into this world to refine your character, period. Himlav, Alam Aleichayim. If a person doesn't work on getting better character traits, why is he living? So somebody will say, Rabbi, that's the Litvish Shavel, you got the Vilna Gaon. If you look at the name Elimelech, Elimelech Milazhinsk, he says in his Tzetel HaKotten, Hois Tezayin, Adam Nivra, Ba'ilam, Rak L'Shaber Es Tevo Hara. Man was put into this world to break, to crack his bad nature. Say the same thing in different words. Same Yesod. All the great people say the same thing. Reb Chaim Vital. Reb Chaim Vital says. Probably heard it from the Arizal, Shara Kedusha. He says Reb Chaim Vital. Yaiset Tzarech Lizar B'Midas Harais. A person has to be more careful. A person has to be more on the lookout for bad character traits. Yaiset Mikiyam HaMitzvahs. Whoa! A bomb. A person has to worry about bad character traits more than worrying about doing God. More than doing God's mitzvahs. More God's mitzvahs say and loisa say. He says here, because a person that has good character eventually will come to do all the mitzvahs. Everybody has a different approach, coming at it from different angles. But the bottom line is, a person's got to refine his character. So the Mardi Gezach. If you look at the Chumash, you look at the Navi, he says it. He says in Parshas Yisrael, Kama Gadol Mailis Hamidis, how good is good, how great, how awesome. It's good character. How do I know that? How do I know that, says the Rabbeinu Bechaya? Because the only thing that the Torah, the Navi says about the tzaddikim, the prophets, and he gives an example, Noach, Avram, Yaakov, Moshe. It doesn't say anywhere how smart they were. It doesn't say anywhere how wise they were. It describes their character. He gives examples. What does it say about Noach? Noach is tzaddik. It's a tzaddik. By Avram, what does it say? Brings you with a psukim. Be complete, be whole, be shalem. What does it say by Yaakov? Ishtam, complete man. What does it say by Moshe? It doesn't say Moshe was smart. We don't know how many times Moshe finished all of Torah. We know how many times he wrote the last day of his life. We'll leave that alone. Now, how smart was he? Anav Ma'ayt. Doesn't say anything wise. Others say they got a 1600 in the SATs, if you people remember what the SATs were. L'chal zela ayrais. Kiyei nikra chachma ela yashamidas. The point of wisdom is to refine your character. The point of wisdom is to be a mensch. More than that. What does the Gemara say in Yuma? It says we say every day, Ma'avtas Hashem Elokecha, Elovav Honashcha Madecha. It says the Gemara, a person has to make it that God's name is loved, is more beloved when they look at him. If you see a guy that's a mensch, he's a mensch in the supermarket, he waits online. Better. I remember days when I used to take intercity buses back in the day. People cut lines, it's unbelievable. Why don't you be a mensch? Why don't you wait online? Because if they see a person and wait online, they see he's special. They see he's different. That's the bottom line. Because the main thing of wisdom is good character. Rabbeinu Bachai gives a different example. An example of Rabbeinu Bachai Rishon. You plant a tree. Does anybody study the wood of the tree, the bark? Shirish. You want to know, does it give good fruit? The tree is judged by how good the fruit are. Simple. That's the bottom line. Are the fruit good or the tree's good? What do I care? It's got this, it's got that. Again, back to character. And be it that this week's parasha, most of the mitzvahs doesn't make a difference where you start. Most of the mitzvahs are another machaveira. And before we get to the mitzvahs in the parasha, I'll just tell you a Russian payer. The Rush says in payer, Mishnah we say every day, Eilud Varim She'elam Shir. What does the Mishnah say? Or what does the Rush say? HaKadosh Baruch Hu Chafetz Rush, a Rishon. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what does HaKadosh Baruch Hu want more of? He says a Rush. You learn the Rush every day. If you learn Gemara, you go to the back. The first commentary is the Rush. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Chafetz Yaseh B'mitzvah Sheyaseh B'hem Gam Ratzon Abriyas. God wants you to do more between man and man. The mitzvah shebein adam lamolokayim. So he says, it's the bottom line. Between man and man. Why? What's the svara? Why does God want you to do mitzvahs between man and man? Not also the mitzvah between man and God. Why does God want more between man and man? Because when you do mitzvahs between man and man, you're doing two commandments. You're doing what God wants, plus you're helping your fellow man. When you put on tefillin, you do what God wants. Yashakayach, it's commendable and never don't get me wrong. Chas v'shalom. He wants you to put on tefillin every day. He wants you to keep Shabbos. He wants you to eat matzah on Pesach. He wants you to eat in the sukkah on Sukkot. But what does he want more? If you would ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he says, Rosh says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu chafetz yosem b'mitzvahs sheyaseh b'hem gam ratzon habriyos. And more than that, if you look in the Rambam, again on Eilud Varim, the first mission is a long Rambam over there. He says, the mitzvahs you do between man and man, you get paid back in this world. Whoa! Person says, hey, I'm having archim, I'm giving stock, you get paid back in this world. I got to tell you, Mavel de Gemaisa, with the Chafetz Chaim, Mavel al Arayan. Someone once came to the Chafetz Chaim, he was having kids, One of the time, for whatever reason, the kids didn't live. One after the other, they died. Comes to the Chafetz Chaim, says, what can I do? My kids should live. Chafetz Chaim says, I don't give out schoolers, I don't, But if you ask me, and you want your kids should, grow up, Hashem, get married, etc., this is what you do. Open up a gemach. And look, if your kids ain't making it past a very early age, listen to the Chafetz Chaim. You want kids. Everybody wants kids. Al Kulpanim opens up a gemach. The gemach's going good. He has one kid, 2 kids, he has a few kids. The Chafetz Chaim doesn't say how many kids he had. Peter's in May, And as you have a gemach, you get a lot of friends. A leads to B, and B leads to C. He becomes a big businessman. And after a few years, he tells the Chafetz Chaim, I can't, it's too much, it takes up too much time. I don't have the time. Whatever. So for a while, Chafetz tells him, no, keep doing it. He just keeps begging the Chafetz Chaim. He says, you want to give it up? We'll get a reliable guy, he's going to take over. That happened at night. For argument's sake, we'll say 8, 9 o'clock at night. He comes crying to the Chafetz Chaim the following morning. Not even 12 hours passed. His little kid choked to death. Whoa! He says he wants his job back, he wants his gemach back. That's the schooling. What do you do for others, how you act to others, Hashem mirrors it back. It's a Ma'aseh Naira. I was thinking if I should say it or shouldn't say it. I said it, it came out. But that's the bottom line. That's what a person has to know. You can make a deal with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Let a deal. Period. One of the mitzvahs in this week's parsha. Again, Ben Adam L'Chaver, a person shouldn't afflict an orphan, a widow. Gotta be nice to them. You gotta be nice to an almana. You gotta be nice to a yasam. So we're gonna say, you gotta be nice to a convert. Special mitzvahs. These are mitzvahs. The mitzvahs. This is what the Chinuch says the reason. Chinuch gives reasons for all the mitzvahs. And he says, Masha Kisavti B'Samo Minyan Ager, Yasam min almana, a widow and orphan fall into the same category of a convert. A widow doesn't have a husband. Somebody cheats her, there's nobody to complain to. Who listens to a widow? Who cares about a widow? Who cares about an orphan? Have nobody to talk to. Derech Agav, off the topic for 2 seconds. Hashem listens to widows and orphans and converts. They have nobody to fend for them. They call out to God, God listens. I don't have the Lashon of Ramban here. He listens to them. V'shamat kichanan oni. I listen because I'm an all-merciful God. So if a person can talk to his father, yeah, he talks to his father. If his father's a big shot, for sure his father will get him out of trouble. He'll get him this, whatever the situations are. We don't got to give scenario. A widow or a married woman can talk to her husband. The ger, what does a ger have? Convert has nobody. Zero. Talk to me. The office is always open. It's open. So if you can talk to your father, you talk to your father first. If you can't talk to your father, you don't have a husband, go straight to the top of the inches. That's how it works. That's how Kadosh Baruch Hu works. He wants you to know he's the address. Shein lehem misha toye tanasa. Tichol nefesh. The widow, the orphan, throwing the convent. You never anybody to stick up for them. K'moshe haya say, as the husband would do for his wife, or as the father would do for his children, if he was alive. Val Cain. The Torah is telling you, the Torah warns us, the Torah teaches us. Liknois midas chesed v'rachme. Acquire a trait of mercy. Acquire a trait of kindliness. And we'd be mentions. We'd be mentioned across the board. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. We should have pity on them. We should have mercy on people, on the downtrodden people. It's Mevarchim Adar. And I wasn't thinking of saying this. I heard many times from Shalom Shvadron, Schus Yogein Aleinu. He would always say if something pops into your head when he's saying the Shmooz, somebody in the audience has to hear it. So he says over there in Hilchas Megillah, at the end of Hilchas Megillah, if you make the downtrodden people happy, that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. Sameach Leivam Lolim. You want to call them names? Call them whatever you want. I don't care what the vernacular is. When you make these done, Yasam, Ger, Almana, maybe I forgot one. Honey, you make these people happy. You die made a Shechina. Hear what the Rambam says. If I could read it, I would read it like, I'm not going to, whatever. You are compared to Shechina. When you take care of a neb, whatever the scenario is, make up your own scenario. It's mind-boggling. It's a Hilchas Purim. Hilchas of Purim. Which I tell you, it's the Shabbos Mevarchim we read. Less than 3 weeks to Purim. On the Sester for sure, less than 3 weeks. It's the olive base. Take care of these people. The mitzvah, there's another mitzvah, Samach Vav. What does he say? To lend the poor person money. Lend the poor person money. Aye. I should lend the poor person money. I'm never going to get it back. What's going on over there? Chinuch says the same thing. What's the root of the mitzvah? God wants Sharatzok Eliyas, Bruav, Milumadim, Umuganim. We should be well taught, well versed. Have good habits, the need of chesed and rachman. Ki mida mishubachas. It's praiseworthy mida. Chinuch is a rishon. Mitay chechsher gufam. Midas hatoivas. This is what he says here. The chinuch. He didn't say this before. If a person has good character, if a person has mercy, if a person does kindness, he's a benevolent fellow. Yiyu Uyim and Kabbalah's Hatayva. You're worthy to receive good from the boss. As much good as you can do, the boss can do infinitely more. That's the other thing. That's it. God is good to the people that do good. All of this. You do good, God's going to pay you back with good. It's up to you. You're the creator of your own bounty, comes out according to the Chinuch. If you want good, do good. Make a deal with him. Make a deal. Call his bluff. You can call HaKadosh Baruch Hu's bluff. You do good, see if you get paid back good. Challenge him. Take him. They challenge him. You understand? That's the olive base. You're thinking that it's only talking about breakthrough, it's talking about every single year. He's like, well, which hopefully we'll get to about Rebbe. More thinking Gemara about Rebbe. There's another chinuch which is Kedai to read, but if we have time, maybe we'll come back to this chinuch later. All the chinuchs are important. And if you have a limited amount of time to speak, what's the Gemara with Rebbe? I'll tell you the Gemara. There's no Gemara about Rebbe. Gemara about Metzia Pei. When did Rebbe get suffering? What did Rebbe do to deserve suffering? A simple shayla. The Gemara tells us what he did. I'm just asking a question before. The Gemara Pei, Bab Metzia. What happened? They once taken a shepsela to the slaughter, to the slachtais. What did she do? Ran under Rebbe's old jacket. Rebbe says to the sheep, go. This is what you were created for. You were created to be slaughtered. If you're lucky, a tzaddik will eat you, a tzaddik will fix you up, there'll be tikkunim, everything will be rectified. Alright, this is what the Gemara says about Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. We have a Mishnah today. There's one year that wrote the Mishnah. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. What happened? Amru, doesn't have mercy. You get suffering. My Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, the writer, the codifier of the Mishnah. He never Rachmanis on the sheep went into his jacket. Go. Kregum Chaim Shmulevitz, the mirror Rosh Yeshiva. What did Rebbe do? What did Rebbe say that was wrong? What's a sheep created for? What's a cow created for? What kosher animals are created we should eat. You eat the kosher animal, the animal gets elevated. We'll leave that alone for now. But that's what it was created for. So what did Rebbe say wrong? What did Rebbe do wrong? And then the Gemara says, how the suffering went away. He had Rachmanis, leave that alone for now. It says in Mari de Gavard, if an animal comes to you for protection, if an animal comes to you for shelter, protection's a better word, not shelter. How do you talk so cold to an animal? How do you talk cold? Not to you. How do you talk cold? How do you, as being a great, great Jew, talk so cold? Where else do we see the same Yisai? Everybody knows what happened when when Yaakov meets his brother. What did Yaakov do to Dinah? Closed her up in a suitcase in a box. Doesn't make a difference. The Medrash has a taina, a complaint on Yaakov that he closed Dinah in the box. He didn't let Esav see her. What did Yaakov do wrong? I don't think there's one person here that if he had a good-looking daughter would want a character like Esav to marry her. And rightfully so. The Bali Musar explained. He closed the box too tight. He should have given a sign. Oi, dear brother. He didn't have to say that. Like he said to himself, dear brother, I wish you were worthy of her. You close her, you double lock it. You close her so tight without any emotion. Oh. How could you not think about your brother? It's a small thing. Hashem judges everything a person does. And more than that, what's the reward for us today? Nafshi Ches. What's the reward if we have chesed, rachmim, etc., mercy, kindliness? What do we get? Listen to Gemara in Rosh Hashanah Yud Zayin. If a person forgives, if somebody hurts him this way, that way, the other way, you forgive him for all his sins. Well, that's a good deal. I got a whole resume of sins. Whoa. And if I forgive somebody, there's a tefillah you say at night, and some people say at night, I forgive everybody that sinned against you. There's a whole story here. We just get to the punchline is somebody was very sick. His friend came to visit him. He says, make him ready garments, tachrifa, garments for the after you leave planet Earth. And then all of a sudden he's walking on his feet. He was embarrassed to see him. They bump into each other, the visitor and the sick person. He says, I was supposed to die, but since I always forgive people, that's the biggest chesed. You want to do a chesed to your friend, forgive him. Whatever he did wrong, whatever the scenario is, this, that, the other thing. And what did the brothers say to Shiftei Kor? The Kohen Gadol had Reuben's name on his chest, and Shimon's name, etc. Asharinu Tzaras Nafshi, we saw his affliction of soul. When he cried in front of us, how do we not have pity on our brother? Look at the Siparna. We don't have the Siparna. Look at the Siparna. When the brothers say we should have pity on them. They knew something wasn't right, the brothers. We're getting back. There's one Gemara is Amar Omidag. There's another Gemara. They gave me a name though. Rabbi Eliezer, he needed rain in the Holy Land. Sheyarad, Shnei HaKev, he went to the Amud, Mu'amal, Esrim, Ba'arba Brachas. Rabbi Eliezer davened 24 brachas. We say 18, 19. We don't get up to 20. 24 brachas. The loinen wasn't in. Zero. Not yet an inch of rain or a foot of snow. Nothing. Zero. Yarad Rabbi Akiva Achrov. Akiva went down. Oh man, what did Rabbi Akiva say? It's a Gemara. Gemara, whenever it says Nafshi. Ein lanu elot, Avinu Malkeinu, ein lanu melech eloto. Avinu Malkeinu, asei lemancha, rachem aleinu, yadu kshamim. Whoa. Somebody davens, 2 tefillahs, 1 tefillah, I don't know how you count it. But right away, people started talking, the newspapers, all the other sources of misinformation. They said, Habakiv is bigger, Habakiv is greater, Habakiv got a more direct line, whatever they said. I listened to what happens, Rabbi said. The Yatsa Baska of Rama came out of heavenly voice and said, heavenly voice? Why B'nai Shazeh Gadol Mizeh? Not that Rabbi Akiva is bigger. And she said, he forgives. Somebody, whatever, okay, I'm Michael. Question is, what's the difference in the two great sages? Each one learned in a different school. Every school has different teachings. We'll leave that alone for now. If I'm not making a mistake, it's Rabbi Yisrael from Salon. He answers it in letter 28. Look at the Yeshiva letter number 28. He answers that question too. But that's the purpose. And a person has to learn from Pashas Mishpatim. Worry about Beinodom L'Chaveiro. That's what the person has to worry about. Whatever it is, don't take revenge. He this, he that. Hey, you want God to owe you one. God doesn't owe anybody anything, no matter what great act he does, but as if God does owe you one. If you act above the laws of nature, whatever nature, Hashem conducts himself. What a person has to learn. The way you act is what Hashem mirrors back to you. That's it in one sentence. There's certain people, whatever, you gotta be nice to people. That's it, that's the motto. You gotta make it that when people look at you, they say, wow, that's one human I forgot to say before. They look at you, they say, woe to his father who taught him Torah, how great it is. Woe to his Rebbe that taught him Torah, he's a mensch. Everybody that doesn't learn Torah sees if you're a mensch. If you cut the line, you're not a mensch. I don't care who you are, what you are. If you wait online, you're a mensch. And the verse says the opposite. Oh, this guy misbehaves. He this, he that. Woe to his Rebbe that taught him Torah. Woe to his father that had him. You decide, a person's in control. Just like Chazal, just like the Zohar, all the brachas are totally in Shabbos. Maybe we could say, I'll take the liberty to say, all the brachas that a person can get, he can get on his own if he's a mensch. Whatever it is. You want children? Open up the Gemach. Don't ask me Gemach for what. I leave that to your discretion. That's how it works. What does it say? Gemara Gemara. And you're supposed to, I'm thinking of this Gemara right now. I don't think it is before. Gemara says this questions you ask a person comes to the day of judgment, they ask him Nasasav and Nasativ, you can deal honestly in your transactions, in your business matters. I'll leave that alone for now. After that, they ask you, you set aside time for Torah study. You learn Torah. Good. I'll leave that alone for now. Many other questions they ask you. There's a sakta b'pirya v'rivya. We involved in the first commandment. It says the Mashal Mardik Pshat. If you don't believe me, you should look it up, and you should know it. Did you marry a Yasam to a Yisayim? Interesting chesed. It means did you help two people that didn't have the capabilities, didn't have the parents, didn't have the... Whatever you want to say, you're correct. Did you marry a Yasam and a Yisayim? Find a way to do chesed. Chesed opens up all the doors. Shabbos gives to all the brothers, but chesed opens up all the doors. Hashem should help us. We should do chesed, we should do Shabbos, we should make God happy. If we make God happy, God will make us super, 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 super happy. Thank you for listening.
Amen.